See, I should have read the directions. Clearly neither of these products are sponsored, or else I would have done my homework and done a much better job in delivering their features to you. You have probably seen all over your social media feeds and on reality TV now the nice, beautiful, voluminous, curled hair. And you don't have to have long hair to do it, but you do need to know which styling tool to use to achieve that look. So in today's Friday Face Off, that's right, we're doing a different kind of comparison today. We're going to take our hair from this to this. Today I'm curling one side of my hair with the Wavy Talk and the other side with the triple barrel curling iron. And we need to know which curl we'll get with both of these devices so that we know which one to get, because I highly doubt that we need both of them. So let's start the review. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. Think of me as your midlife beauty bestie, where today we're talking about hair, but we normally talk about all things beauty over 50. All right, first thing I want to do is I have blow dried my hair. This was last night's hair. And I have a heat protectant up to 450 degrees. I use the K18 one. We will not be having either of these devices go up to 450. I'm comfortable at about 300, 350 if you've got really thick, coarse hair, but I would never go as high as these devices will often take you. So this one we're gonna go 320. We're gonna let that heat. And then on the Wavy Talk, is it Wavy Talk or is it, yeah, Wavy Talk. You guys, I've never used this one. I just ordered this on Amazon yesterday because, well, it arrived yesterday. I ordered it the day before. And I was curious about this because I think if you've got shorter hair, it might be easier to use than something this big. But I do like this size of a curl, so I'm really curious to see what we're gonna get. So you're gonna learn with me as we use this one. In fact, I need to take off the buttons. I'm not even sure how to turn it on. Is there a power button? We'll see how easy it is to use together. Okay, when you turn it on, it automatically goes to 360, but it is allowing me to adjust on the screen, and I'm gonna go to 320. So they will both be at 320, and yeah, I am loving this curl look lately. I think that for years, many of us had that same wave look, and it's nice to see that something a little bit more, not reminiscent of the days of a perm, but a little more structured curl is coming in. And you don't, like I said, you don't need long hair to do this. Let's start with the one we know, and that's the triple barrel. I'm just going to start with the back of my hair and carve it kind of in half. Clearly I need to get my roots done. And then I'm just gonna clip this half over, and then I'm just gonna take little sections. Now with the triple barrel, I like to start with it this way. Some people teach to do it this way, and I don't like that because I feel like I get more volume right from the root when I have this edge up against the roots. Yeah, the hair will just naturally go away from your scalp, gives you a little bit more of a lift. That's what I prefer with this. So make sure you use your heat protectant first. I only hold it on there for about 15 seconds at the most to get the shape that I want. And then you'll notice I'm gonna pick it up from here and start right here where I left off. That keeps you from getting that double curl. Same thing with the bottom, just a fun little wave. We're gonna do that again and leave it on a little bit longer. My hair is just being a little more stubborn today. So let's go 20 seconds. My hair is so damaged because I've lightened it for years and years. So these longer ends they're just a little bit more, yeah, I need to handle with care. I hope this other one works as good as this triple barrel. You guys, to me, this is that really cute, soft, beachy wave that lasts for days. That's one of the reasons I like this look, is because that curl or that wave will last. So you can have day 2 and day 3 hair, and then day 4, you can even pull it up in a pony or a bun, and it just looks really cute. So I'm a big fan of the way this curls. This is a lot thicker, so I'm gonna divide this into 2 sections. This triple barrel curling iron I got on Amazon, gosh, a couple years ago. I've done several video tutorials on it. I just love the look, especially in spring. You wanna take thin sections like I'm doing to get the curl that you're after. And if you need to go up in heat, you can, but I would just be really careful. The higher you go in heat, leave it on less amount of time. But this is, yeah, maybe $100. I'll link it down below. I've gotten a lot of use out of it, and I really like, I just love that curl. It's just such a fun effortless way of curling your hair, I think. Where were these when big hair was in every day, right? I would have done this my whole senior year. And then once you go through and do a couple layers like I just did, I'll go back through and take out some single pieces. On the bottom, I just go super fast because look how fast the bottoms curl because they're damaged and they are delicate. In the front piece, I like it to start down a little bit more, but because these are so damaged, it is like 5 seconds is all it really takes to get enough of a wave. And then because I don't like how uniformed that can look, I will go back in and just take out sections and mess up the rhythm of the curl so that it doesn't look so much like a pattern or uniformed. And that just helps it look a little bit like separate individual curls instead of like you used one big tool like this. So I love this look, you guys. You can always go back through and pick up more pieces just to break up that curl even more and give it a little bit more dimension, which I will typically do. I'll go and dig some from the bottom and then I'll start that curl maybe mid-strand just to, again, give it a variation so that it all doesn't look like you use this really big tool in a one swipe to get those curls. Now, what you want to do here is just leave this alone. Don't touch it. It's the cooling process that locks in those curls. It is tempting to run your fingers through it, but I don't do that until I felt that it's all nice and cool. All right, so let's go to the Wavy Talk. I'm not even sure how this works, so we're gonna learn it together here. It could be a mistake. I should have practiced before coming on camera, but hey, let's just see together because then you're gonna know if it's hard or not to do. I'm just gonna take a little section like this. See, this is the curl that my hair has. It's like a bad perm if I don't blow it dry. It would all have kind of that wave to it, but not enough of a wave to have this wave. If it all looked like that, I wouldn't need these styling tools, but it doesn't. It's like I said, like a really bad perm. All right, this is a smaller tool, so I'm going to take a smaller section, and I think I'll just cut that in half again, just to give us a fair shot at a good curl here. This would have been way more fun to do on a live stream. We could have figured it out together. All right, so this is a little bit different because it has curls that go like that, or you could do it like that. Is that the same? Yes. Yes, okay. Now the way this is designed, it doesn't matter which side you start on because you're gonna get the same. So here, you'll see here's the shorter side. If you flip it, it's still the shorter side. So it doesn't matter, which makes it a little bit easier, I guess, for right out of the gate than the triple barrel. Same process, I'm gonna go pretty close to my root. I'm gonna lift up away from my scalp just to give myself a little bit of a lift. And, oh, it beeped. Oh, I should have read, oh, this says 6 seconds. Oh, so you can set the timer. See, I should have read the directions. So there is a button on here that allows you to adjust. Clearly neither of these products are sponsored or else I would have done my homework and done a much better job in delivering their features to you. This goes up from 4 seconds, 6, 8, 10, and then back to 4. So you can only go up to 10 seconds. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go 10 seconds at 3:20. All right, well, we already did 6 seconds, so I don't need to go another 6 seconds. So let's just go a little farther down and see what this looks like. I like that I don't have to count. I can just kind of be la la land, or if I'm talking to my dog or some girlfriends or something, I don't have to really be paying that close of attention. But yeah, that timer's pretty nice. Same thing as the other side. Once you release it, just go down to where the curl ended so you can start another one. And I feel like that 10 seconds is awfully long. Now I'm gonna do the bottom and I'm not gonna do 10 seconds. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a curl. All right, so this is definitely more of a structured curl than we have on this side. I don't hate it, so there's that. All right, let's do another one, and then I'm gonna do a couple in the front so we can really see. I do like that it knows how long 10 seconds is. That is nice. I feel like I need to go down to 8 seconds because 10 seconds just feels like a lot. Yeah, doesn't that sound like 10 seconds? It feels like a lot. All right, let's just adjust that. I like it. I can just adjust that on the fly. And down here, we're gonna go like 4. Okay. So yeah, definitely a more structured curl. If you're somebody whose hair does not hold a curl, you might like that, especially on day 2. Day 1, you'd have a more curly, and then day 2, you'd have what we have over here. All right, so now let's take down another section of hair. I don't know, you guys, I didn't think that the look would be quite this different, so I'm probably going to regret using 2 different styling products because I wanted to rock this the rest of, well, not the rest of the week, but at least 2 or 3 more days, and I don't know if they're that different that I can. But we're gonna go ahead and finish with the process. I am loving that curled look, and again, because it is so flattering for any length of hair, as long as you have enough hair to put a curl in it, then yeah, it's been, you see it again on reality stars, you're seeing them wear, like when it comes reunion time, even in some of their interviews. I saw some of my favorite influencers were doing their hair like this, and I thought, I do like it. It's just different. It's a different curl than we've seen for the last, doesn't it feel like the last 8 years, everyone's had that same curl to their hair. I will say I find this device a little bit, I think because you only have 2 curls, you've got to really be a little bit more diligent on where your curl starts and stops down the hair strand, because that, like, I kind of messed that up here. Once it's all blended in with everything else, you're really not going to be able to see it, but I do feel like it just looks a little bit odd. So probably user error, like I said. I mean, we just had curling irons, really simple, and crimpers. I don't even think flat irons came out till like we were in our college days, because I feel like I used an actual iron with a towel over my hair. Did you guys do that to have really beautiful straight hair? Yeah, I remember putting a towel on my hair on the ironing board and then putting an iron over the towel. Please normalize that for me and let me know in the comments if you did the same thing. Because, you know, after the days of Aquanet and perm, having straight hair was kind of a nice thing. Because yeah, perms, do they still do perms? I'm sure someone still does them, but hopefully they don't smell like they used to smell, because that was bad. And the heaviness on the neck of having all those rods in your hair for however long it would take, because remember they had to put the solution on and then they had to rinse you out and then put the neutralizer on. Oh man, what were we thinking? We're probably gonna look back on this video one day and go, what were we thinking with that? That's just an updated crimp, Jody. That's all that really is. You're right, it is just an updated crimp. I never really got into the crimp. Did you guys? Let me know in the comments. And I don't know why I didn't. I just never really did. But now I use the crimp underneath my hair to give me some lift. The volume, I've talked about that. That was one of my favorite products in 2025 for thinning hair. If you like more thick hair or the appearance of thick hair. It didn't actually thicken your hair strands, but it sure gave the appearance of thick hair. All right, so I don't know how I feel about this. I guess I'll see. I'll reserve my thoughts until it's all done. I like this rounded curl, I think, a little better than the harder edges that you get in these curves. But maybe that's just me. I'm always so fast on the bangs because these things have been, they're what gets the most damage. They're what gets the most styling tools. It's what gets the most lightening products. It's what gets the blow dryer the most is the bangs. So we're gonna let this cool. I'm gonna grab a few more pieces and just do some individual pieces to break up the pattern a little bit. Doesn't require much. I know my stylist, my hairstylist, it's the only stylist. I don't actually have like an actual fashion stylist, although I probably could use one. I'm sure my hairstylist, because he watches my videos so he can see how my hair is fading, I'm sure he is watching this going, Jody, 8 seconds is plenty for your damaged, bleached hair. And dear God, don't go over it 3 times. All right, so we're gonna leave well enough alone. Okay, so we're gonna let this cool now to meet this side. I don't know that I can tell that big of a difference, you guys. So if you have this, don't have FOMO. I don't think you need this one. If you don't have one and you like the look, I think I like the triple barrel better, personal preference, but this gives you an idea of what your finished look can be with 2 different styling tools. I think if you do like this better, then look for one that maybe is just 2 barrels. There are those on the market if you've got shorter hair. If you've got long hair like me, go for it, because this just, you can do it in 3 sections and it's just a lot faster. You definitely want one that allows you to control the heat, because you want to know how hot that styling tool is getting. You don't want something that goes above 300, 350 at max if your hair can grab a curl pretty easily. All right, since this is a Friday face-off and we need to come to a solution here, what I would say is it's really going to depend on what style of a curl you like. I think they both look relatively the same. Now that they're cool, I'm just going to go in and just mess it up a little bit, because that's kind of the light look I like. This side does appear to have a little more volume and curl to it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like that much curl as much as I like this little wave. But again, you guys, it's personal preference. I think the answer here is, what style do you like better? And what tool do you think would be easiest for you to use? If you like this side and you have shorter hair, like I said, just look for one that has 2 barrels instead of 3. You'll get the same effect. You just have to do it more times depending on how long your hair is. But if you find that you like the buzzer at 10 seconds, this isn't a bad curl, and this will last longer. Day 2, this will probably look better than day 1. But I think right out of the gate, yeah. What do you guys think? Which one do you like better? Let me know in the comments. So this Friday face-off, there isn't really a clear winner. It's more personal preference and gets rid of FOMO. You don't need both. You don't need both. In fact, if you don't like this look, you don't need either one. All right, you guys, that does it for me. If you are looking for an eyeliner, you want to check out last week's Friday face-off, because, well, I just helped you put some money back in your pocket, or at least helped keep you from spending money that you didn't need to spend. All right, you guys, that does it for me. Next Sunday, be sure to tune in, because we're talking all about March favorites, and it's been a busy month with products, so I'm going to share with you products that are not sponsored, as you know, just products that I love. I'll see you guys in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.